name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
Today we start with an economic lesson from the NSCC's syllabus for economics of Namibia, and we will do 2.1 in the syllabus, the A and the B part. The A part, you must make sure that you understand what the private sector firms is, and you must understand what public sector firms is. So private sector firms is all these firms that is owned by private individuals. So if you are a private individual who have started up your own firm, then you can be seen as part of the private sector. If you have bought shares in a private firm, or you become a partner in a private firm where you have invest money in, then you can be seen as part of the private sector. Now, when is firms in the public sector? This is where it is owned. All firms in that sector is owned by the government. So that's very easy to remember. Public sector means it's owned by the government, the firms, and private sector means it's owned by private individuals or by the private companies. Okay, we start. And then to further look at private sector firms, you can say the main aim of a private sector firm is to increase, maximize their profits. But if you look at the public sector firm, their main aim is not to maximize profits. It must obviously always try to achieve profits, but the main aim is to improve the welfare in the country of each and every citizen. So that is why it is important for you to remember the sector firms is controlled and owned by the government, and the aim of the firms is to improve the welfare. The private sector firms is owned and controlled by private individuals or private firms, and their aim is to maximize profits. Okay, if I give you examples of a public sector firm, you can see on the PowerPoint, it is any nationalized industry. In our country, they call it parastatals, or they call it public enterprises, or they call it public corporations. Any of that is the same. It's a firm that the government is the owner of that firm. Okay, then municipalities is also a business that belong to the government. So what type of firms do you know? Businesses do you know that is in the hands of the government? You know, for example, Anam Water. You know, for example, Transnamib, Air Namibia, MBC for TV and radio. All of that are firms that belong to the government. They're owned and controlled by the government. Again, I repeat, some people call it public enterprises, public corporations, parastatals, but we will discuss it as nationalized industries. Doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, if I look at examples of private sector firms, you will see on the PowerPoint, we will discuss sole traders, we will discuss partnerships, closed corporations, then we will look at three types of cooperatives. That is a worker cooperative, a consumer cooperative, and an agricultural cooperative. Okay, and then we will look at companies. We will divide companies into private companies and public companies. And lastly, we will look at multinationals. Okay, we will start with the first private sector firm. That is the easiest step, and that you also most common type of business organization, and that is the sole trader. The sole trader, how will you identify a sole trading business? What features must a sole trading business have? A sole trading business, they say they are also called a sole proprietor. They are owned and managed and controlled. Managed or controlled, same. They are owned and controlled by one person. Okay, they are most common business organization. They are also the oldest business organization. This business organization is also the easiest to set up and is also the cheapest to set up. There's very little legal requirements according to what you must do and may not do. Okay. This is also the business organization that supplies the most jobs in the country, and that's why the government like to support sole trading firms, because they know that they employ a lot of workers. The government normally helps sole trading firms by supplying to them soft loans. A soft loan is a loan with a low interest rate. So they also assist them sometimes, not only with money in form of a soft loan, but also with financial advice. Okay, another point is that in a sole trading business, one of the features is unlimited liability. Now the meaning of that is there is no separation between the owner and the firm, the sole trading firm. So if the sole trader is bankrupt, then it means the owner, those to whom the sole trading business owe money, they can come and take the assets of the owner and sell it to get their money back. So unlimited liability means that the owner is responsible for the debts, all the debts of the sole trading business. Okay, and then if we continue, normally sole trader businesses is fit for small businesses that provide a personal service, like a hairdresser. So that is a good example that use a sole trader. Or you get, for example, psychiatrists. They work one-on-one, and they also don't need to have lots of capital to start up their businesses. And they also don't need to have big buildings to operate from. So a sole trading business is perfect for them because they provide a personal service. Okay, and then management of this business is the easiest because it's very flexible. If you discover that those who use your products want another, is not interested in the type of product you produce anymore, then you can adapt your product easily to what the clients want. Say, for example, your business produced tracksuits, and now there's a new type of material that they can use for tracksuits. Then the clients will quickly tell you, we don't want that other material anymore. We want your tracksuits, but you must use the newest material that is available. And that is easy for you as a manager to implement in your business, because you don't have to contact 10 other managers or 20 other shareholders before you can make a decision. It's you, and you can act immediately. Okay, we can look at another point. This is not such a good point, as you already have picked up. Some points is good and some is not so good, but this one say if the owner dies, the business will come to an end. So there's no continuity in this business type. That is one problem. And then another feature is that in this business type, because they are small, they don't have a lot of workers, they can build up very good relationship, the management with the workers. And if you have a good relationship with your workers, they normally work more efficiently and will try to increase the output of your firm. Lastly, a problem to get capital together to expand your firm if you want to do so. Because to get capital from a bank or a financial institution, you must realize that you need to offer security. And if you don't have security to offer, you will not be able to get a loan. So this is normally, if you are a sole trading business and you don't have lots of security to offer, you will also not get a very big loan. So that can be negative. So for group work in your class, you can again divide your class in groups of 4, and they can look at features of that you've just discussed, the features of the sole trader, and they can identify what is advantages of a sole trading business and what is disadvantages. And they can make a clear summary of that. Okay, for class work, you can also give this as homework, because perhaps students can go and make a phone call or visit a business to ask them. For class work or homework, you can ask a student to give 2 examples in the town or in the city that you are situated of sole trading businesses, and give reasons why they think this is a sole trading business. Okay. Then we will see what you have discovered is the advantages of a sole trading business. Very easy. If we look at this, if the owner, if it is his business and all the profits go to him, he will obviously work very hard and will put a lot of effort in his business to be successful. Okay, and another point is, as I've said, legal requirements is very little. To start up a firm, that is an advantage. It is not very expensive to do so, and it is for management the easiest business type that is the easiest to manage. And then in the case, another advantage is that managers and owners are in a close relationship. And as I've said, that can increase the output at which your workers produce, because they feel happy and safe and look after, and they feel you listen to them. Okay, and then if we have disadvantages, look at what you have as disadvantages in your group for a sole trader, and see if you have these points, and if you can add more, we can discuss that. Sole traders have unlimited liability. That's what I've said, that the owner is responsible for the business debts. Okay, and then another negative point, I've said if the owner died, then the business stopped. There is no continuity. And the last point you remember, I have said it is very difficult to get a lot of capital together due to a lack of security.
Share with us on #LearnOn1. Tell us what you're learning and where you're learning it from. Send us your name and town to the One Africa TV's WhatsApp on 081 200 6659 or send an SMS to 555. One Africa TV. It just gets better.
we go to the next private company. You can look on the slide, the examples of private sector businesses. And the next one we will discuss is partnerships. In a partnership, we will start by telling you that in a partnership there must be at least 2 people, a maximum of 20 partners. So 2 to 20. The next point is, it is for you easy to understand. In a sole trader, there was only one person that can contribute capital or take up loans. Now you are 2 or 10 or 20. If each one contributes capital, you can get a lot of money together. Limit in size due to not only to the partners, or it is only the partners that can contribute capital. So if you compare it with companies, you can say, I can only expand because I have maximum 20 people that can contribute capital. But if you are in a company, you will later on see you can have 50 or you can have much more people that can contribute capital. So there is a limit to which you can expand when you are in a partnership due to the capital that 20 people can contribute or the loans that you may take up. Okay, then another feature is it's relatively easy, not as easy as a sole trader, but relatively easy. You are not required to draw up a contract, but it's always advised to do so, that each partner clearly understands what his task is in this partnership and what his share of the profits is and how will he share in the losses of the firm. So that it will clearly be stated that it avoid the disappointments or in the future. Okay, and then farmers and lawyers and auditors are normally in this type of business. The management normally specialize. So if you are in a partnership, but you are very good in accounting, then you can be responsible for the financial part of this partnership. If you have another partner, but you have very good relationships with the workers, then you can be responsible for the management of all the labor. So you see, you will concentrate in which you have specific skill. So when it comes to lawyers, one lawyer will be a criminal lawyer, another lawyer will be a divorce lawyer, and so forth. They will concentrate on what they enjoy the most and are the best in. Then you can also get what they call a sleeping partner or a silent partner. This is just a partner that contributes capital. This partner has no votes in any decisions, but this partner is also not working in the partnership. The only thing is that this partner will share in the profits at the end. So they say a sleeping partner or a silent partner, that means he don't take part in management, like I've said, make decisions of the partnership, but for the rest of the partners, he must share in the responsibilities where it comes to the cost. He will obviously also share in the profits. It is important for you to realize if I put in 100,000 and you put in 100,000, but I also work and you don't work anything, you don't put in any work in this partnership, then I will get a higher percentage of the profits as you get, or in comparison to you. But that must clearly be stated in the contract. Okay, at least one partner in a partnership must sign unlimited liability. So if you go to a bank and you try to take up a loan from the bank or get a loan from the bank will require that one of you sign unlimited liability, that you will be responsible. If this partnership is bankrupt, that you will be held responsible for the debts of this partnership. It is a very unstable business type. The reason why it is unstable is people lots of times don't agree, and then they become problems between the partners, and the partnership then come to an end. And that's why they say it's a very unstable business type. Okay, you can also do group work. Remember, I always give more or less 15 to 20 minutes to group work, that students can discuss and the points, and here everyone can offer their contribution to the answers. Okay, for the group work, you can ask them again to look at the features which we have just discussed of a partnership, and they can identify a list of advantages of a partnership and a list of disadvantages. For homework or classwork, you can do the same. Send them out in the city and in town and ask their parents that they get 2 examples of partnerships that are in town. You will also, if you drive around, you will see business types like lawyers or chartered accountants. They have more than one name in the business name, and then you must know if, for example, Swathan and Bula, then you know, for example, there must be more than one person involved there. Okay, now you have your list of advantages for a partnership and your list of disadvantages, things that is not so good about a partnership. Now, what is good is that they can get more capital together than a sole trader. That is something good, because they have a little bit more security also to offer. So if they go and ask for money at a bank or a financial institution, they get a little bit more than a sole trader can get. They have more owners, and these owners is taking part in the management of the partnership, and all of them have a lot of skills that they can offer. So the pool of knowledge and skills is a lot which the partnership can benefit from. Where in a sole trading business, it's only the knowledge and the skills of one person. So this is the advantage for a partnership. And then partners is motivated to increase the efficiency. Because the more efficient a partnership is, the higher the profits which can be shared between the partners. So this is our advantages that we can collect from a partnership. Disadvantages, if you look at that, one person or one partner, you remember we have said must sign unlimited liability. He must be responsible for the debts. So there must be 1 or 2 or 3 partners that are willing to do so if they want to take up loans. And then partners share decisions, which make it oftenly that they get in disagreement. So there's not only one that decides or make a decision or choose something. There is 3 or 4, it depends on how many partners there is. And that can turn into a disagreement. Profits are shared, where in a sole trader, all the profits go to one owner. If you are 2 or 3, you must share the profits at the end of the year. It is sometimes a disadvantage, but if you are using the advantages which I've mentioned, you are also able to increase your profits by much more. So it doesn't matter if you share, you will still get sometimes more than the sole trader, but it can be a disadvantage if you must share. One person's actions of inefficiency may affect the profits of the whole firm. That is one negative point. And sleeping partners only contribute capital. So they are not involved in the running of the firm. So some people may see that as a disadvantage because you can't use their knowledge, but they share in the profits. But sometimes a firm really needs the capital from a silent partner, and then you have no other option to making use of this, because people are sometimes old and they say, I will give you capital, but I believe in your product that you want to produce, your good or your service, but I don't want to get in business anymore. I am 70 years or older, so that's not my idea to work anymore. So that is an example of why a person decides to be a sleeping partner. Okay, then we have here an example for you as a homework. What is the meaning of unlimited liability? They like to ask this oftenly. It 3 marks, and then explain what a sleeping or a silent partner is, also 2 marks, and discuss the disadvantages of a self-trading business. We also have exam and test questions. Describe the features of a partnership. You see this can be asked for 8 marks. And then discuss why is it better to change from a sole trader to a partnership. What is better in a partnership than in a sole trader? 6 marks for that.
Mwana kazi ulonda munguli dalo kiandala special